In the Lemhi Mountains of Idaho's east, there's a hidden pass that appears to connect the Bitterroot Mountains to the Lost River Range. It's so well hidden that even several locals told us that it doesn't exist. In the summer of 2023, my friend Will and I were scouting out trails for a route that he's building across Idaho and had found what looked to be a road across the Lemhi Mountains using Onyx maps. We climbed a dangerous ledge road with steep drops and loose rocks to the top of the pass, but on the other side, we came upon an avalanche with deep snow and dozens of trees blocking the way. We weren't able to make it over. Maybe the locals were right, but to make certain, we went back out with my friend Conrad and a crew from CVI Off-Road.
We're all heading out across, right now, the Lost River Range over to the Lemhis. But on the way, we're going to go visit some of the beautiful river valleys. With any luck, we will be off-road all day today. That's assuming the pass is possible. So we've just got done airing down, and now we're going to head around Mount 4, which is the big mountain you can see in the background there.
We had 4 vehicles in the convoy, including a brand new Toyota Land Cruiser, a brand new Ford Bronco, a brand new Toyota Tacoma, and us leading the way in an 8-year-old Lexus GX. Our route started on the western edge of the Lost River Range, heading east across the mountains. We discovered this part of the route thanks to the recommended trails on Onyx Maps, an app that I use for all of my route planning and the sponsor of this video. After climbing over Double Spring Pass, we turned off the well-maintained roads, taking smaller and less traveled side roads with lots of hidden gems and fantastic views.
There's a road off to our left that goes up to the saddle. Who wants to go up there and tell us how it is?
I think we should. Okay, we'll go. Adam, you want to come up with us too? Yeah, I'll follow.
It looks pretty steep. How is it?
Yeah, it's pretty steep, but it's not too bad.
What do you think? Can you camp up there?
Oh yeah, you camp up there. There's a nice overlook on both sides. It's pretty awesome.
Add that to the list.
Add it to the list.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
It's definitely a spot I want to come back to as I explore more of the small roads in the area.
Got a moose at 11 o'clock.
As we made our way back west into the valleys of the Lost River Range, the smoke became thicker, shrouding the distant peaks in a grey haze.
It's pretty hazy up here.
Yeah, it sure is. I was hoping it'd be a little more clear. You know, hoping the mountains would keep the smoke out, but it's not looking like it.
One of the things I've noticed about traveling in Idaho is that there's a very small window between snow blocking the mountain roads and intense wildfires with thick smoke everywhere. Sometimes that window is in early June, and other times it can be late July. The only time I haven't tried traveling Idaho is in the early fall, but I certainly plan to. As we approached the center of the Lost River Range, we were dwarfed by the sheer cliffs on the southern side of the valley, and I was struck by how different it was this time around. Last time I'd been here had been right at the start of July 2023, only a month earlier in the year, and the valley was cool, damp, and very green, and we'd just passed through a rainstorm that had left the skies dark and dramatic. This time, as we approached the campsite we'd be stopping at for lunch, everything was hot and parched.
What do you think of this campsite?
This one right here?
Yeah.
It's all right.
All right. Good spot for lunch.
It's all right. I'd eat lunch here
Yeah.
again. Like
If the time is right.
if I had to give it a Google review, it'd get like a 8.5 out of 10.
This is a beautiful spot to stop for lunch, and it's actually very different from when we camped here last year. Really cool to come here and see it again, even if it is super smoky. I really like this spot. I'll probably end up camping here again at some point in the future. We could actually continue along this valley all the way to the end, but I think it just dead ends at a footpath, some kind of hiking trail that goes up into the mountains there. So instead we're going to turn around and we're going to cross over, I think it's the Pomeroy River Valley, I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm sure someone will correct me on that, over to the Lemhi Mountains, because the whole point of me coming out here was to find out if that pass over the Lemhis exists. We were able to get to the top of them last time, but it's blocked by an avalanche, so I don't know if we can get all the way through if that avalanche has been cleared up, or if the road even exists the other side of the avalanche. So we're gonna go find out.
After a short section of backtracking, we were on new roads, crossing the wide and flat river valley towards the Lemhi Mountains. On our drive across the valley, Nathan noticed some hot springs labeled on Onyx maps.
Rob, is that Barney Hot Springs that's on this trail that you did? Is it a real hot springs?
I actually don't know. I didn't see that.
Looks like we go right by it.
I always check it out when we get there.
This is something I love about exploring with Onyx maps open on CarPlay. There are things that you'll notice along the way that you never even knew existed.
Good setting temperature.
Warm spring.
Yeah.
Be nice for weather like this.
Yeah.
The kids had a lot of fun playing in hot springs or warm bath springs, but now they're out, they're drying off, and it's time to try and find the pass over these mountains behind me, somewhere off in that direction, if it actually exists.
I think we'll probably just try to meander our way out of here. I wish I could come, but
Yeah, that's all good.
I'm gonna have kids.
Yeah, you got a lot of kids.
So,
The whole CBI crew parted ways with us. They had to get their kids home, where I'd left my boy with my wife for the day, so Conrad and I went off alone to see if we could make it through the Lemhis. The curated trails on Onyx all have descriptions of their difficulty and what to expect, but this road was just marked as an unpaved road based on the multi-vehicle use maps, so we had no idea what to expect. It started out easy enough, in good condition and wide enough for large vehicles, but as we climbed it got rougher and much narrower. The loose rocky climb ended up being so narrow in spots that I had to double check and triple check the different versions of the multi-vehicle use map to make sure it's actually open to passenger vehicles. At the top, we made our way along another shelf road, through the downed trees from the avalanche that had blocked us the previous year, and out onto the mountain pass.
Well, this is it. The pass across the Lemhi Mountains does exist. Last year we came up from that way, which is the hard way, and this year we came up from this way, which is the long way, and we've connected them up. Someone has obviously cleared the avalanche for us and put a lot of work into that, because there were a lot of trees there and a lot of, well, the snow probably melted, but a lot of trees to clear for sure. And we made it to the top. And this is the end of the video. It's been quite the trip. There's a lot of work that's gone into this. Obviously the filming and the editing, but also people like my wife, who's been in the background helping out a whole bunch too. And it takes time to get home and edit. I've got a lot of editing to do to put all of this together. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because obviously if you've made it this far, you liked the videos and you'd like to see more of them like it. So make sure you subscribe and then help me out. Give me an interaction, a like or comment, or even share it. That way YouTube algorithm will promote this to more people, and that helps me out too. Now we just gotta get down from here. I'm gonna try and decide, do we go the long way or the hard way? So that's the hard way down, but it's the short way down. We can go back the way we came. It's the long way down, but the easy way down. And I can drive. Which way do you want to go?
If you're up for it, I'm happy to go down this way.
You want to go the hard way?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're up for it.
It's really actually not difficult. Yeah, it's just very, very narrow, steep shelf road.
The only thing we had left to do was go down the steep, narrow ledge road with the loose rocks, and we had crossed the Lemhi Mountains. If this is something that you want to do for yourself, I've submitted it to Onyx, and I'll put a link with 20% discount in the description.